Oh boy. Can't believe I'm doing another post-commentary video this early. Do you guys remember that one farming sim Square Enix made? Crazy to think it came out November of 2022. I've been busy prioritizing other games like Rune Factory 4 and 5. Let's not talk about the Winds of Anthos copy that's still kinda sitting there. I still have to play that eventually for the channel. But for now, let's finally jump back into Harvestella. And the reason I'm doing a hybrid commentary system just like the Pokemon Scarlet videos, it's because unlike the other chapters, which were about 3 hours long, Chapter 3 is so long they split it into 3 parts. 3A, 3B, and 3C. And 3A took me 5 hours to do on stream. By the way, you can watch me play these live on Twitch. But this game's unique narrative genuinely interests me, so I really do want to try and play more. So with that being said, let's finally jump in to Harvestella, the Chapter 3A Supercut. Close this with our— whoa, hold on. So there are not hard events, but there are points to be gained with these characters. Party bonus. Oh, wait! You get buffs too. That's cool. So it's sort of like supports in Fire Emblem where you get a bit of benefits. Scrags, wake up. Mom? Is that you? You are way too young to be my mother. Yes. Good to see you again. Did I die? You came into contact with that stone, didn't you? Wait, which one? It felt like a dangerous object. If you're talking about the sea slate. The traveling waypoint is kind of cool though. There's still a lot you have to— hold up, wait. I gotta appreciate the soundtrack again. There's nothing worse than getting caught out by information you should have known from the beginning. What? Oh, is that a beach? The world is nothing but an image you've conjured in your own mind. As in heaven and hell. They're whatever you make of them. Keep that in mind. What do you mean by that? I didn't level up after that boss fight? Are you kidding me? Whoa, why is everything all grayscale? Something's going on outside. There's something's going on inside. Hold on, haven't I seen this before? I think so. Yeah, don't keep going. What? My crops, come on. Search for the voice's owner? Oh, okay. Wait, where'd my crops go? Hello? I follow the voice to find a pair of legs stuck inside of the ground. Did I make that? Am I? Wait, how much power do I have over this world? That's creepy. I'll bury the rest. Pretending to forget what I had just saw, I decide to walk away. Unfortunately, the talking leg scolds me for my decision, and I finally cave in to free them. Finally, a fairy or a fairy. Better watch their tone. They're talking to God. Presumably, we still haven't figured that out just yet. What are you doing on my farm? Where is my farm, actually? The fairy, however, doesn't seem to remember what she was doing there, which seems to be very fitting for this game considering this is like the 3rd time this has happened. Then she reveals she had been sealing my farm, protecting it from the quietest season, which had oddly seemed to have started early. Wow. Thanks, random fairy fairy. I'll figure it out. So I was doing the dance when this horse with a weird horn came charging at me at full speed. So that won't be the last time we see of this unicorn, unfortunately. Then, after all of that hard work, the fairy takes residence inside of my farmhouse to take a nap. Are you okay? I survived this time. No taxing! Chris comes over and talks about how strange it was that I casually just walked around in Quietus. She explains that they're unsure why Quietus came around so suddenly, and the order has gone back to the Winter Sea Slate due to the strange behavior. She expresses how glad she is that I'm safe before taking off and checking on the other villagers. Suddenly, Arya's voice could be heard. It looks like she has gotten acquainted with the fairy. Sounds like Arya's looking for me. More like calling for me. Well, I see you've two met. Arya continued to express her shock and discomfort at the fairy. Why did you bring this fruit fly into the house? She kind of just invited herself, honestly. It's a fairy. Let's not bump her ego a bit. Oh yeah, you're not a bug. Glad we got that sorted out. But they don't exist in my time, so they must have gone extinct somewhere along the line. Well, I guess we can figure out what happened now, huh? Well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen again, you know? I'm just saying, like, research, and then next question. And after clearing things up, the fairy finally introduces herself as the Great Fire Fairy. Arya questions the Great Fire Fairy about why she's even at my farm in the first place, to which she exclaims that the world is in danger at the moment, since she could find no sign or trace of the other great fairies. She presumes something happened with the other sea slights, which would support the winter sea slight issue Cress mentioned alongside the order, which the game callbacks to, even though it happened 5 minutes ago. She then also reveals how they're not just connected to the sea slight, but have actually made the sea slight themselves. This opens up so many questions. I could explain until my wings fell off and you still wouldn't understand. Why wait till they fall off? I don't think that's what she's saying. Anyway, the point is, I need someone to go to each sea slight and save my fellow fairies. Oh, is this where my adventure comes in? Well, he does have an altruistic side to him, I suppose. But he's not falling for that tall tale. I've seen so much worse at this point. The unicorn is all of them. Of course not. The grind never quit after all. But the world could be in danger. And I do feel bad for the fairies. Arya, though, doesn't seem too trusting of this story, however. But the Fire Fairy continues to lore dump about each fairy and their respective sea slights. Deciding to trust the Fire Fairy here, she offers some help of her own for my farm work. Arya, still very wary of the fairies, walks away disapprovingly of my decision. Not without throwing some shade towards the Fairy before doing so, though. Well, first things first, could you make me a pact? A pact? I am thou, thou art I sort of thing? She elaborates some more on what this pact entails, which also includes getting to name her. The game's default name for her was Juno, which I thought was fine enough, so I went with it. Juno then gives me the directions towards all the other sea slights, with a thrown-in recommendation to check out the spring sea slight first. For a number of reasons. I mean, nah, never mind. Never mind. After exiting the house, Arya asked to confirm whether or not I ended up agreeing to help the Fairy out. She talked about her observations, about others who wished to help altruistically, and how they suffered as a result. Their signals were mixed, but it seemed like concern? Then lazy people would see that and feel better about themselves, thinking it was no use to work hard. Why waste energy on something you can't change? At least we were all going down together. What do you think? I mean, I think it's clear, right? I guess I don't really have to do something, but you know what? What are your 2 cents on this whole thing? Asking for thoughts, Arya told me that if anything, the Fairy was right about the world being in a crisis, while also being really vague about it too. I can't tell you anything more specific than that. Why not? I told you why. What? She heard me? If I give you information from the future— oh, yeah. Fair enough. A time traveler's life depends on how they handle their information. On the other hand, if I don't say anything, then we'll make no progress. It's a hard balance to strike. But despite her reluctance and hesitance, she expresses interest in coming along with me to see the other sea slights. While her goal to go back to her time period hasn't changed, she feels that there is a reason why she was sent back here in the first place, and believes that by going along with things, she can figure out how to get back home. You know, maybe. It's still just a theory at this stage, though. Again! How are you on? You do? You're not all there, are you? What do you mean by this? Is this because of the whole autumn sea slight thing? Anyway, let me know when you're heading over to the stones, okay? Arya joined the party! Let's go! Scrags meeting with Arya awakens heightened powers. You acquire the Assault Savant. What? Oh, science and martial arts? Arya suggests to check around Leith to gather some information. But then while I was farming, something surprised me.
There's a letter here for you.
Oh, okay, we're getting more voice act— well, I mean, we did get the whole voice acting thing from the boss fight, but that's cool that we're getting more of that. I forgot there's a mail system. Whoa! They give me free seeds? That's so sick! Oh my god! Sandwiches for me? You know what? This is where my tax money's going into. You are forgiven. A sandwich a day. Oh my god, that's 3 sandwiches a day, actually. But, wow, she's very thoughtful. I'm worried about those 3. About the kids? Have you met Van and his pals yet? Oh, yes. And their secret hideout. But I've noticed something's not quite right between them lately. I'd like you to have a chat with them and lend them a hand if they need it. Oh, is this like a quest thing? And I will never see that quest again. Never mind that. We'll get back to that side quest later. This is where the Chapter 3 split presents itself. 3B starts with a merchant explaining to a gentleman that they didn't have what he was looking for in stock. Which they— aw, I didn't know she says bye like that. Chapter 3B, the Bulla's Requiem. But all is not lost. I was able to find something even better by coming here. You don't have to... I had a feeling this is where it was going. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to assume. Why? I mean, even the game says so. Beautiful lady. Oh, you do have quite an interesting set. Hey. Despite how I look, I'm a dude. The gentleman tries to salvage the situation, but the staff is starting to get a bit annoyed. He restates that they don't have what they're looking for, and then introduces himself as... The name is Heine. I hope it's not Heine. Oh, is this the seaside town that we saw in the trailer? He then comments about how busy his peaceful little town has become, thanks to the sea slide and the appearance of a character called Lorelei. Then, Heine invites me to his atelier, were we to drop by in Shatola before setting off. Because he has a face portrait, I guess that means he's gonna be important. Meanwhile, near the crash landing, 3C's plotline begins with a woman identifying the strange machinery. She reveals herself as Shrika, who is part of the Order from earlier. Shrika mentions that the supposed meteorite that crash landed caught her interest, which prompted her visit in order to check it out. How much do we tell? Because I remember, like, didn't Crest say that these people are kind of strange? We'll play it safe. We won't tell them what they don't need to know. Well, that means there was a time when we could. I guess, if you look at it like that. Carefully providing as much information as they needed to know, Shrika then asks why we know so much, suspecting that I may be more than just a villager. After explaining my goals with the sea slights, she then identifies me more as a traveler instead. And then one of the priestesses signals to Shrika that they should be departing, and so she invites me to talk more if I happen to be around their area. Or, well, she confidently states, we will meet again. Okay. Why did I say that like a spunky teen? Ready? Okay. And lastly, after following the marker, I accidentally find myself in Cress's apothecary to start 3A. It's no problem at all. Oh wait, is this Cress's apothecary? I was surprised, considering I'd just given Istina some oh my god, there's so many characters. The game was doing a pretty good job of like slow feeding the information, and now we're kind of just getting everything at once. Now everything is starting. Cress briefly mentioned something about an orphanage before I stumble my lost self into the building. She introduces me to the client Asil, who also follows the trend of having various ways to pronounce their name. Likewise, the name's Asil. So many ways to pronounce all of these characters, except Cress. Cress is pretty straightforward, unless you want to say Kreese. He came all the way from Namiya Town. Well, that's because there isn't a doctor as skilled as you are, Dr. Cress. Doctor? Like, we haven't forgotten everything she's done for us. We literally called her to check up on Arya in Chapter 2, because she is a licensed doctor. They describe the town of Namiya a bit, but Asil thinks on it and remembers that now might not be the time for visiting, since things have also been weird over there after their sea slide had gone crazy, and then just casually brushes over the investigation of the egg. No. Why not? You don't want me to visit your nice town? Aren't the cherry blossoms blooming? I see the main character is very fixed on those cherry blossoms. Whoa, okay. So we have the capsule Arya was in, we have the sea slide itself, and now we have an egg. They were investigating an egg. Yeah, tell me more about the egg. But as he was describing what the egg was, Dim returns from his expedition and passes over the ingredients he had collected to Cress. Oh, that's cool, I like that. Cress gives Asil the finished medicine, and he heads off to return to Namiya. Did he pique your interest? Oh, well, more so the cherry blossoms. Let's not get this too twisted here. Cress takes note of my character's interest for this new mysterious character, and Dim starts throwing shade like he's done anything but complain ever since he was introduced. Do you have a death wish, or were you just not thinking at all? I'm glad you're safe, but that's just because I didn't want to deal with the extra work if you got injured. So glad you're both okay. I'd appreciate if you didn't try to worry me so much in the future. Oh, there'll be more. I've let it slide for numerous reasons, but you're due another health exam. I'll send you a letter when the time comes. Try not to forget. Oh, is this like part of the character event? If so, that's such a cool way to integrate that. If not, I'm getting way too ahead of myself. With all of those branching paths being established, the game starts to throw in some more things such as the side quests and the character stories. The side quest I'll be covering today involves the Three Stooges from the B-plot of that one little event that happened in an earlier chapter. They're just about to finish their game and pick the next one they play, but Milica informs the two boys that she has to return home. The boys are disappointed, but she reassures them that she'll be back for the next day. Uh-oh, am I gonna play? Am I the third stooge here? Oh, Scrags! Oh, they remembered my name this time! Via notices Milica's change in behavior, which had started about a couple of days ago, as they begin to speculate why she's been heading back so early. I suggested some potential ideas, but the kids instead think that there might be an even bigger reason behind all this. Van just worried that Milka might be mad with them, and while Van denied it at first, the thought settled in and he too shuddered at the thought. Once again, I played the voice of reason and try to reassure them otherwise, but at this point they've already committed to their big theory.
Ha! Scrags. You don't really know anything about girls, do you? I don't. It's totally our way of getting our attention, duh.
Do you know anything about girls? The two of them have enacted Operation Super Sorry as a way to tide things over with their friend. Again, my character makes an attempt to talk some sense into them, but
you've never seen Melika when she's angry.
This is true.
And now you're in on it.
Oh, okay, so I am the third stooge.
That's right. You know the code name. Welcome to the Shared Destiny Corp.
What? You guys have a company? Van first asks everyone what we should do, to which I suggest a simple apology.
Are you nuts? My dad apologizes to my mom all the time, but it never works. What?
Oh, so you think saying sorry will magically make everything better?
And then she gets even more mad. That sounds like something Milka
would say. Though I don't know why I even tried, because they went with the other option anyways. And they just happened to know where to look first. Another place? They found another hideout? Alright, Milika's secret. We'll get back to those two later. For now, let's go check out Nemea and their cherry block. Sea Slide. I fiddle around with the menus, find it up at the skill tree, unlock a couple of perks, and then it's off to farming. Because we can't forget this is a farming sim too. Alright, now we're back to peak gameplay, baby! Oh, and then I have to be on the... Okay. Now I'm keeping this in the video, so when I eventually rewatch this, I can just remember how to do this again. There a lumber stack? Like there are in farming sims usually. See, the thing is, when they made this game, I have no idea how much they actually know about farming games. Because, like, I know you usually do like field research whenever you're like preparing to like pitch a game and stuff. But how much did they actually do? I feel like nowadays people kind of just only know of Stardew Valley and then call it a day.
Welcome home.
Aw, I think it's cool that our farm's starting to become more lively. Oh, she's got a stuffed cat! Oh, wait! We got some gorilla, love to see it. All right, new day, and the fairy is doing things. I worked all night while you were asleep to carry it here. Carry it? Juno introduces the player to the Fairy Orders, which serves as a sort of goal system where by completing specific things like crafting or harvesting something specific, you can get rewards. One of these rewards is a processor to make items like vegetable juice, so you can craft your own healing items. She explains it a bit weirdly, but it's the thought that counts.
Wow, you did it.
I did? Okay, so this is an incentive to actually use the farming system. Oh wait, is this how they implement the upgrades? Huh, hold on, I kinda like that. I can drink juice until it pours right out of my... Don't do that. Is that like a fairy thing? Wait, so this is for your benefit? Always has been, baby. Let's get drinking in moderation, chat. 4 to go until present. So they do let you know. Okay. I really like this progression system. This is cool. November. Oh my god. It's been like 6 months. Now, I'm going this way again. I don't know. It's just the light. I'm actually a moth. Now that I've finished all my chores, it's finally time to explore the Njord Steppe. Upon entry, Arya makes an interesting comment on how it's her first time seeing such a view. You don't have meadows in your time? Also a good point. I wouldn't say that we don't, but they're not what they used to be. Arya takes note of the monsters up ahead, so she suggests that we take a quick break before we make the long journey towards Nemea. We should be able to enjoy a relatively relaxed meal too. Oh, I have 6 Cressa sandwiches. I've got us covered for days. The game also uses this to inform us about the break time mechanic, providing opportunities for extra dialogue, which in my eyes is always a plus for character depth potential. Alright, so I gotta know their favorite food, and I'm a mage. Right, that is what I've established for now. Okay. True, but on our way there, a surprise awaits me just a few moments away from the save point. Oh my god, I forgot about these kids! I did start a quest with them. You know what, Arya, hold on, let's take a break real quick. The two stooges finally decide on a gift for Milka, and begin searching for a pretty stone, after Van shares his father's tip about girls liking pretty things. Oh, we're just looking. Arya just in the corner like, hey, we need to go see the sea slate, you know? That's kind of like the whole reason why we're doing this. After a bit of searching, I find something behind me that seems to fit the description of a pretty stone. So I show the two kids what I found, and they seem satisfied with the result as well, convinced that this will smoothen things out with their friend. They return back to Leith through the sea of level scaling monsters, and I return back to a patient off-screen Arya so we can finally check up on that sea slate. Keeping the aggro, alright, this is working. Huge. Cover me. Cover me, cover me, cover me. I think I might like run back because I'm level 9. Should we call it here? I think we've explored enough. You know what? Oh, there we go. Okay, now we can go home. There we go. I leveled up. We're almost there at the next level too, so. Oh yeah, because I'm worried because this is a Square Enix game. Oh God, am I gonna have to grind? Should I get more resources? It is 720. We can, it wouldn't hurt.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, there they are. We'll get back to them later. And I should probably save before I enter dungeon, just so I don't have to pay taxes if I die. You know what? Yeah, I saved. So you know what? Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save again. Now we can see what level it is.
Curiosity.
24. Okay. I think you can zone them out. Wait, everything is also getting stronger, I just realized. Wait, what? Is this progress? This looks like a different area. Oh wait, are these the cherry blossoms? All right, we'll activate that. You can now travel through Njord Steppe on the world map. Oh, can we just like skip it now? Oh, we can! And after clearing the Njord Steppe, Arya and I had finally made it to Nemea Town. Ooh, hold up. Okay, hold up. Maybe I'm cherry blossom pilled too now. Very pink though, I will admit. Upon arrival, a woman comes to greet us. Just like Asil, however, she warns us that visiting during this time wasn't such a good idea. Especially a pretty young girl like yourself. What? I'm a guy. I should probably preface this. But then that heaven's egg turned up. I like to think just a giant egg rolled over just to hit the sea slide and now everyone's in a panic. The woman recognizes Asil's name and then leaves us with another warning about the monsters from the heaven's egg. It must be connected to the sea slide. On what grounds? Let's go check out the heaven's egg. The neutral response. Arya expresses concern about navigating through the town. But fortunately, I had met Asil earlier, so the two of us agree to pay him a visit to see if he can show us around. Is it up here? Oh, nope, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, maybe we do need to find someone to ask around. We go in here. Is this his house? Are we breaking in? Indeed it was, but Asil instead calls out another name, unsuspecting of the two strangers that have barged into his home. Asil happily welcomes us in, and I explain to him why we're here in Nemea. I missed you. Really? Arya, of course, corrects us back on topic and tells him about our goal to investigate the sea slides. Asil says he's more than happy to guide us, but like the woman from earlier, exerts caution regarding the dangers of the monsters inside the Heaven's Egg. However, before that, he has an errand to run first at the orphanage. I'm interested to see if these are going to be like mini plots or all one big plot, sort of like the Dianthus thing. Not the time. Come on, let me explore. When is the time then? Wait, I have no arrow. I'm lost. Do I have to go on the second floor? Yes, okay. You look familiar. Is this where Milika's been hiding? After stumbling around, I finally find the orphanage where we meet Tiela, the girl Asil mentioned when we broke in. The kids notice Asil and they all surround him, causing Tiela to walk over as well. He hands over the medicine and... Oh my god, she chugged that. Hey, Mr. Asil, who are these people with you? Wait, I realized the way I'm pronouncing this. You say it too fast, it sounds like asshole. Yeah, exactly. Hey, asshole is a pretty common saying in New York. Arya and I introduce ourselves to Tiela and the children, and she points out how far we've come, thinking it would be a good idea to take the opportunity to show us around. She then discusses with Asil on where to take us first. I thought the observation deck would be a good start. How about the sea slide? Tiela thinks it's a great idea, since you can get a good look at the spring sea slide from there. Isn't this kind of dangerous? Can't I just fall off? Well, not if the invisible wall has something to say about it. Upon arriving at the observation deck, the four of us all climb together to get a really nice view of the sea slide. Yeah, they were right. Okay, so they do have distinguishable designs. Because like the autumn one was like a tree, and then this one has just a giant ball. Or is that the egg they were talking about? Because that would make a lot more sense. And the structure stuck to the sea slide. Okay, so that, yeah, okay, that is what it is. No, I thought it would be bigger, honestly. I guess it does look like an egg. Oh, you're right. That's not what I said. Don't you think there's something mysterious about it? Yeah, it sort of feels like a leech. Like it's sucking the life away from the sea slate. Like it's calling to us. You get that feeling too, right? No? Whatever feeling it gives us, Arya's right in that the Heaven Egg should feel very dangerous, especially with the stories we've heard about the monsters inhabiting it so far. Suddenly, Tiela lets out a sneeze, which worries Asile. She reassures them that it's very chilly up on the deck, so she decides to head back home. Her demeanor changed pretty quick. Yeah, she was very defensive about that. She was the monster all I ask Asile how they met, and he reveals that he actually found her collapse outside of town, with no memories beside her name. Hey wait, I've heard that story before. So he decided to take care of her until her memory returned. Suddenly, a bell could be heard from a distance, which alerted Asile. Is there a party or something? Either he hates parties or something's happening with the Heaven's Egg. It rings when monsters have been spotted, so they're having the party. Running down the stairs, we find Tiela face to face against one of the monsters. The three of us mash buttons on it and then begin looking for the other monsters. Chase the monsters. Oh! I thought that would have been so cool if you kind of just like had to explore around the whole thing, backtrack and everything. That would have been nice. Weirdly enough, the monsters seem to be acting differently according to Asile's comment. Then some very unfortunate timing happens with one of the boys from the orphanage coming to alert Asile, but the monster turns over to look at him. Tiela jumps in the way begging for it to leave, and then it does. That worked? Huh. All you had to do was ask. She then collapses, Asile brings her home, and he thanks us for everything. Arya, now content with the information she had gathered, decides that now is the time to strike and to check out this mysterious Heaven's Egg for ourselves. However, Asile states he should come along as well, since he knows how to get inside. He joins the party, which gives me access to the Skylancer class. Now I've got your power! After getting lost in Amiya again for a bit, I stumble my way back to the entrance and head on over to the Heaven's Egg. Inside the egg is a whole abandoned city, which Arya is reasonably surprised about. Oh, this looks like an abandoned city. Very futuristic, interestingly enough. Maybe that'll be important? It does ring something in her mind though, but she wants to keep quiet for now as she develops her hypothesis.
I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, he's British! Oh, hell nah. I'm kidding. This really is Xenoblade Chronicles. The three of us begin our expedition inside the Heaven's Egg. I misclicked more times than I'd like to admit. Cool leaf pink aloe. Wrong button, I hit the wrong button! Wasn't she wearing the futuristic power armor too when you found her? Yeah, it was like, I think it was like Omen equipment too, right? And then I stumble upon some fruits on a vine. Got nothing better to do. Against my better judgment of resisting the curiosity of trying the fruit growing inside of an egg, I shake the vine and am rewarded for my efforts. Of course, when the game asks if I want to shake the vine again, I successfully resist the urge to eat another. Or the disapproving presence of Arya might have had something to do with it too. Making good work on the exploration, I rebuilt one of the ladders for easier navigation, and I fight a couple more monsters to hopefully collect as much XP as I can to maximize my level up potential once I go to bed. Feel sleepy. I'll be fine. Just shake it off. Okay, she just says the same. Damn, come on, this is a 2022 game. You can put more dialogue. The next day, Arya gives me the long-awaited recipe which will finally open up a ton of exploration opportunities in both the dungeons and on the farm. Oh, finally! Now we can start exploring our farm and those other spots too. Actually convenient. Why did you have this in the first place, actually? Craft. It's a mystery ingredient. I place some more fermenting barrels to start churning out the healing items faster, and then completely ignore the giant threatening eggs to do some more side quests, baby!
Everybody here? Great! Then let's go to Milika's house.
The two stooges call out for the third, and Milika responds getting ready to meet them.
Is it just me or does she sound rushed?
I think you guys caught her off guard. I think that's a reasonable assumption to make. She scolds them for showing up so abruptly, followed by her asking what the hell I'm even doing here, which is honestly an excellent question. Milika, confused about the whole situation, wonders what's up with Van and Vent as they approach her with their apology and their apology gift. She, confused at first, wasn't sure why they were apologizing, but she sure was happy about the gift. The boys explain their concerns about what's been happening with Milika, and she drops the biggest plot twist onto them. But I'm not angry.
What? You're kidding! So then we...
Oh, they really want that pebble back now. She laughs it off while stating she doesn't plan on giving the stone back anytime soon. I'm gonna treasure this, always. Aw, a token of their friendship.
Despite everything being resolved, Vent and Van still felt disappointed that all of their stressing and effort was all for naught. But hey, at least she wasn't mad after all. In the end, they too were glad that it all went well, and both Van and Vent went home.
We'll get you there too, Scrags. I still gotta give you your reward. Oh, I'm getting rewarded. Am I getting a pebble too? Well, we're also gonna stretch this out until the rest of this episode.
So, back to the egg. Exploring a while longer, the group stumbles across some red branches that block our path. The game states I'll need something for it, so I just keep it in the back of my mind for now. We take on a couple more enemies where I encounter this weird spark poison damage condition, so I try and heal all of that damage back up for the whole party, and...
I'm a lifesaver? Dude, this is Xenoblade. Xenoblade mentioned. That's so funny. This guy is literally just a giant Shulk reference. Except for the fact that he uses a lance. Have we found the Xenoblade yet? The Xenoblade was the friends we made along the way. These are close enough to a oh my god, that's a thing? Oh, dude. Oh yeah, baby!
We did find some boxes in one of the corners of the dungeon floor, and despite searching for 30 whole minutes, didn't find anything of note. It then gives me the Metopia prompt to try again, and of course I get the entire party to look for another 30 minutes. And this time, we actually did find some decent healing. But I have a bunch of vegetable juice brewing back at home, so... I do think these little dungeon events are really cool in terms of time management, which in a game where the time left in the day matters a lot, all comes down to how much you're willing to exchange that for potentially getting something worthwhile. I subconsciously find a red potion later on inside the dungeon, which at first I thought was just another healing item. But turns out that's what I needed for those red branches from earlier, which I luckily just happened to have right about when I had looped back to the area.
Do I have what I need to... use a potion? Oh, sure. I guess I picked one up? Okay, good thing I came back here then. Alright, get ready for nighttime. Yeah!
More monsters later and my healing is starting to drain very rapidly.
Wow, we're running out of veggie juice. We probably need to restock. I feel like this boss fight's gonna go crazy.
So I reach the next save point, teleport home, sleep, level up, wake up, farm, start instinctively plugging this weird red thing I found in the dungeon into my fermenting barrel.
I think I'm gonna spend the rest of the day to kind of just like get healing. I don't know what I'm putting in here. Hopefully it's good.
Not something you'd want to hear from the guy in charge of your healing rations. But regardless, I farm some more, get betrayed by my muscle memory.
Okay, sick. I keep trying to instinctively look for a water pond so I can refill it, but then I don't have to do that in this game.
Finally figure out the missing ingredient.
Oh, okay, I do have the stuff I need. I probably shouldn't have fed those all to my juice makers. That's fine. We live and learn. That's dynamite.
And now with some extra healing in hand, we press on back into the dungeon.
What is that? I can't make a Pokemon bit this time. Looks a lot bigger and stronger than other monsters. It might be a mutant variety.
Mutant Pokemon or not, it's in the way of figuring out the purpose of the Heaven's Egg. So the three of us charge towards it, avoiding the poison damage when we can, while also trying to avoid it myself.
I just have to stop getting targeted. Please, there are other enemies. Getting enough chip damage in. Oh, he's still attacking me! Alright, break. I wish that happened a little earlier, because I don't... yeah, it doesn't matter. Good game, shake my hand.
And it finally goes down. Twitch chat reminds me that I can switch jobs mid-battle, allowing me to switch and use the mage attacks while everyone else is holding the enemy. Sort of like what I did with Dianthus for Chapter 2.
Since you're running, everyone else runs, and it just target... That's true. That one was tough. I'm not sure how we pulled that off. The music is still playing. I don't think it's over. Yeah.
The monster lets out a huge shriek, and it begins to fix itself back up from all the damage it took. Seems like this foe will need a bit more strategy in order to just take it down. So Arya suggests we retreat and hatch a plan for this regenerating enemy. And I'm not saying that just because we're inside a giant egg. The three of us regroup back at Asile's place, but none of us can seem to figure out a proper plan of attack for this new enemy. I notice Arya seems to be in deep thought, but she still seems reluctant in sharing her findings. After being pressed further by Asile, she then explains why she was so hesitant to share her thought process as she compares this enemy to a technology from her time. Oh, which we also fill him in on the whole time traveling thing afterwards. So she suggests that to defeat the monster, we need to find a way to do it in one shot. Suddenly, Tiela pops in to pitch her own suggestion, the Shadow Assassin. She explains how she found out about them after cleaning up the library one day, where she stumbled upon a book about Nemea's history. The book fascinated her, as she was still new to the town, so she gave it a read. In it, Tiela mentions the section about the Shadow Assassin, with the implication that they could be in Nemea at this very moment. Arya is unsure how to take this information, since she believes assassins to be generally bad people, and on the other hand, can't believe that anyone in Nemea would try to protect them. Assel adds on to the story about how they wanted to leave that life behind, with the interesting footnote about them specializing in one-hit blows on their target's weak spots. How convenient. Arya is still a bit hesitant on the idea, but ultimately decides that there isn't really another option available to them at the current moment. Tiela then suggests to Assel that they could check the library themselves for more information. Then she adds that she won't be joining them, as her ears are ringing loudly, the voices still calling out for her. Upon reaching the orphanage, we are then introduced to yet another character.
Who's this? Oh, that's the Shadow Assassin.
Asael greets Estina, who is the one watching over the orphanage. He introduces everyone and tells her about how they want to find something in her library, specifically about the Shadow Assassin. She ponders for a moment before wondering why we would be looking for such information. Even after explaining the situation to Estina though, she believes that they wouldn't have much luck trying to ask this assassin for aid. Estina then supports the speculation that the assassin must have come to Nemea because they wanted to stop killing. Arya states that they're only trying to defeat a monster, but Estina continues saying that it isn't as simple as changing the type of target. Arya starts to pick up on things, commenting on how knowledgeable Estina seems to be about what it must feel like to be this Shadow Assassin. But Estina herself doesn't say too much to quell those suspicions. Assel is unsure if he wants to drop the idea now though, since they don't have anything else to fall back on. But Arya isn't so worried, considering it seems like she might have come up with another idea.
I just hope my bluff worked. I thought they might drop their guard a little if I pushed them a little harder. What do you mean by that? Let's not provoke the Shadow Assassin, please.
After spelling it out for Asil, who still hadn't figured it out yet, Arya then tries to figure out a way to convince Estina to help us out, despite her reluctance. But before we can come up with anything, Asael tells the group that he needs to go back to Tiela and give her some more medicine.
Oh. Hopefully she is too?
Unlike Assel, Tiela is not home. As this seems very unusual, the three of us go looking for her. As Asil recites Tiela's favorite locations, however, the Heaven's Egg monsters have so kindly come to help whittle down those options. Quickly rushing towards the direction the monsters are headed, Estina is meanwhile seen defending the orphanage from said monsters. Then if it wasn't clear enough, Estina shuts down all doubt after taking down all of the enemies in one blow.
Okay, so, she killed them in one blow. Okay, so that whole thing, it was self-defense. There's a difference.
Yet, afterwards, Estina still pretends like she isn't the Shadow Assassin, and doubles down about how killing anything only brings back painful memories of a certain day. When asked about it though, she just walks away, stating once and for all that she won't help. And if things weren't bad enough, one of the residents rushed over to inform Asil that the monsters have found Tiela and is currently taking her with them. This even catches Estina's attention. Asael runs through to try and catch them before it's too late, with Arya and I following close behind. The children run up to her, asking if Tiela was taken just like all the others, to which Estina replies, saying that everything will be okay because Asil will save her. Clearly very concerned, of course. The kids then start hyping her up, especially after seeing her skills in battle just a moment ago, wondering if she'll go with them to help. Estina tries to tell the kids about why she doesn't want to go, but they reassure her this time, saying that they'll be good while she's gone and that she won't have to worry. Meanwhile, Arya and I finally catch up with Asael, who is desperate to get Tiela back at all costs. It seemed like nothing was going to calm him down until Estina comes in, simply asking for them to show the way.
You're finally admitting you're the Shadow. Hey, you chill out too, okay? I could just be keeping you on your toes and be of no use to you whatsoever. Shadow Assassin is just old gossip anyway, right? Thank you. Yeah, just keep it classy, keep it simple. Keep your secrets, as they say.
Estina still means it when she says she doesn't want to use her abilities, but if she's able to save even one life... Everyone in the group expresses their gratitude for her showing up despite her initial discomfort, and with that, Estina officially joins the party. I get access to the Shadow Walker class, and now with 4 of us in tow, the group is motivated to take down that monster once and for all.
I didn't think I would have to resort to using this technique again.
British too. The Cherry Blossom City is full of British people.
Upon returning back to the regenerating monster, Estina states that she can't see their weak spot just yet. So we'll have to whittle down the enemy once again in order for it to begin regenerating. I begin attacking with the group, but since this enemy really likes to solo target me, I had to run away for a bit to swap classes and attack from a distance. Together, we were able to bring it down to its regeneration state, and Estina was able to take it down for good.
Alright, Estina, this is it! There we go, we got it.
You did it! That was amazing!
I'm just glad I haven't lost my touch. These are both horrible answers, by the way.
Estina rejects the praise given by the rest of the group, as she gives us a bit more perspective on her history as an assassin, and the turmoil she faces just thinking back on those moments. She believes that after using her abilities again after so long, it had only reinforced the idea in her mind that the only thing she could do was destroy life. Assel tries to reassure her while revealing that he too was one of the many people she had raised back in the orphanage, and that she was so much more than just for killing. After all, it's just as she says. The Shadow Assassin is just a simple fable, and all that's in front of them right now is a teacher at the orphanage, who also just happens to have a sick one-hit kill move. These words seem to have meant a lot to Estina, but they couldn't just sit there and talk about their problems, as Tiela is still in need of rescuing.
Something on your mind? Guess I'm just glad we have a guy like Assel around. I don't think I would have handled that as smooth.
Well, Tiela has to wait for at least another day, because those fights took out most of my healing. Sleep, no level up weirdly enough, Rila, farm, and repeat. I checked the fermenting barrels to see what I even made with those items I stuffed inside earlier, and it turns out it also gave me some healing. It's not as filling as the vegetable juice, but it increases fire damage, which could be useful if I ever unlock a fire spell as a mage. I also finally get that letter from Cress regarding my health checkup, which starts the very first hard event in the game. Or character stories, as they're called in this game.
It's break time, let's go see what's up with Cress. Bye.
I head over to Cress's apothecary, and she looked grateful to see that I had actually shown up. Although my character seems to wish otherwise.
I just walk in, hey, I'm here for my checkup. On second thought, I don't think I need it.
Cress isn't having any of it though, and goes through with the checkup anyways. The good news is that the checkup went well, and she didn't find anything that worried her. She brings up how concerned she was after finding me unconscious that day, and I responded with gratitude for her help. Cress then lightheartedly states that I could just keep showing up for checkups as thanks, and then taxes me for the medical exam. Right, I forgot my health card doesn't work in Leaf. She has quite the sense of humor though, as she then walks over to the window, talking about all the bills she just has to pay herself to keep the clinic going. She also reveals that despite how busy the clinic seems, most people just come to talk with her.
What do you need the money for then? I think that's a bit personal, don't you think?
Curiosity killed the cat in this case, as Cress lightly scolds me for even bothering to ask such a personal question. And to make matters worse, she still hasn't forgotten about the last checkup I didn't pay for. This event's dialogue tree just keeps forcing me to dig a deeper and deeper hole for myself, huh?
Uh-oh.
Cress then generously lets me off the hook, for now, and offers to keep the medical exams free if I offer to help her out with a couple errands here and there.
Sounds fun. No. The hole is as deep as it can get at this point.
You know, I have to give Harvestella credit here. This character event so far started off much stronger than even some of the other hard events I've seen in farming sims lately.
Oh! I know that! I know this system! Completing your party members request. Can I party with Cress? Oh yeah, you know what? This is sort of, yeah, okay, so this is like the Persona system rather than the Harvest Moon Story of Seasons. All right, well that was fun. I'm glad that this game kept that part. I do like being able to interact with the characters of farming games, so it's nice that they kept that aspect.
Back at the farm, I finally blow up some of the rocks. I find a Konelu doll, which only left me with more questions.
A Konelu doll? Huh? What was that doing back there?
I find another teleport waypoint, sleep, Grilla, farm. Wait, hold on, new character event dropped. Cress's new letter asks me to pick up some cool leaves for her. I get distracted by the seaside again. I'm going there again. And then it's off to Njord's Steppe. After almost dying in the fields, I still can't find any sign of cool leaves.
I'm finding none of these. I found more when I was in the frickin' egg. Maybe I should have just gone there. Okay, I got one cool leaf. All right, one down. Oh wait, I do have a run. Oh my god, I can run. I thought it was dashing, but no, I am running. Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the egg and see what we can get from there. 3 hours into the stream, and I learned there was a run button. Cool leaf, there we go, we got it. All right, we're out. I'm out of here. I don't want anything to do with this place anymore. Until I have to go back and do something with this place.
Thankfully, I was able to get to the apothecary before the day ended, and was able to give Cress the 2 leaves she asked for.
Hopefully Dim won't take credit. Hello? Did I miss something? Oh, you're here. Yeah, I am. Are those the ingredients I asked for? Yes, they are.
Cress apologizes for keeping me waiting, and explains that she was just taking a nap due to how tired she was for staying up all night. She is then surprised when she learns that we actually got the materials that she asked for.
Wow, you actually got them. Yeah. Well, yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, what the hell is that?
She seemed very content with the results, considering how much easier and cheaper the process ended up being. I then voiced my concerns about her tiredness, but she only tells me that she's pretty tough and she's used to doing this all the time. It seemed like she was fishing for something though, which neither me or the character picked up on.
Why did my eyes change? That I'm young? Forget about it. What?
Cress elaborates a bit more about how nighttime is the only time she really has to do her research. So I ask if she's trying to raise some extra money for research, which seemed to have caught her off guard. She then tries to brush it off and asks me to pretend I didn't hear any of that, before adding that she'll write another letter if she needs my help again. And that was the second character story with Cress. Yep. Anyway, sleep, level up, grilla, farm, and with enough healing items and equipment we need, it's back to the Heaven's Egg. Well, not before a 6-month time skip. The group of 4 make their way deeper inside the Heaven's Egg, when I discover one of the dungeons' new mechanics. By activating one of these green stones, you can float in the air for a little bit, allowing you to cross some large gaps.
What is this? Oh, I can... Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that. Is there a run button? There is, okay. Whoa, this makes exploring so much nicer. Okay, I think I just completely missed out on like a stamina feature or something.
A few more puzzles later, nighttime arrives, so I rebuild another ladder and head home. Sleep, level up, grilla, farm, and it's off to the giant egg.
I feel like this game does a good job at not doing what farming sims do for early game, which is make it feel slow. Because it's so plot driven, it always feels like it's picking up, right? It keeps you invested even at the beginning, where in usual oh my god. In farming sims, usually I find like you always have to grind. Grinding early game is always annoying, which makes it like they're very replayable games, but you know, you just don't want to, but it always just feels like a chore to do. That being said, because it is very story-based, right? You only get this experience once. The plot twists and all the fun stuff, or all the shocking moments, you only get to experience that once. So there's that.
Inside the dungeon, another set of colored branches present themselves, so I'll need to find another potion to get through this one too. So on the search for that, I stumble upon a switch with some holes in the wall. Unfortunately, activating the switch causes fumes to come out of the holes, making my character very sick. So, you know, not exactly what I'd call a delicious fruit. Navigating through some more dangerous enemies, I find the treasure chest with a red potion. After checking the menu to find out what it does, I learned that this was a key item that dissolved red plants. So this is probably not the potion I need to dissolve blue plants. Well, it's fine because I didn't actually need it because I found a wall of red plants later on in the dungeon and just burned through that one instead.
Good question. A boss is going to happen, and I really wish I saved. I'm gonna run it anyways.
Inside the room previously blocked by the branches, we find what Arya identifies these as a bunch of broken cultivation pods. But these all seem to have been abandoned for a very long time. Asal then asks what they're for, and she then explains that their whole purpose is to create things. Estina's surprised at her knowledge on the topic, so Asil fills her in on the whole future Arya thing, and I think she takes it pretty well. However, Arya finds out that one of the pods is still glowing. Estina wonders what the problem is, but Arya just brushes it off, stating that it just caught her attention, and they should focus on looking for Tiela for now. Though, if you ask me, the fact that in a room full of abandoned equipment, there's this one lone pod that happened to have been recently active, might be an important detail. But what do I know? I'm not from the future. Once everyone leaves, however, Arya finishes her thought.
Seems like more than just something, though. This is a frozen biosphere sample. It must have been their end product. Well, we're in the past, though, so you must know what this leads to, right? If you're able to identify it. Please tell me there's a save nearby. Yes, there is. Okay, and this is a very checkpoint-looking area.
The levels are now starting to ramp up from here onwards, though. And there are a couple more stealth sections where I have to dodge all of the big threatening enemies.
Yoop.
So it's time to sleep, level up,
Oh my god, just give me that second level up, please.
grilla, farm, and time to go do some chores before I go back to the giant futuristic hatching capsule.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Come on, you can open up 10 minutes early. For me, Smiley.
I headed over to the renovator to get some stuff upgraded in my house, grabbed some new seeds for farming, then I jumped back into the Heaven's Egg. And then after timing the flight wrong, I ended up learning that they can indeed see you flying up across them.
Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Oh my god, they saw me. Okay, so you can't just like skip like that.
Deeper inside the egg, I find a journal entry that someone had just left open. I'm starting to think this place isn't as abandoned as we think. It depicts what seems to be a dragon having an existential crisis, talking about tests day after day, wanting to be free, as they wonder about their purpose, and about their reservations of the enemy it's supposed to be working towards destroying. And then I get the option to choose between two switches that might open a door, as I of course lose the coin flip.
Okay, but what is this monster? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Okay, now what about the great? Oh, it's the split path from Fire Emblem.
A couple more flying sections later, I stumble upon another diary entry. This one states that the testing is finally done. Some stuff about a weapon with a soul, as they still haven't figured out why they exist, and who this weapon was designed to be used against. Upon that realization, the entry ends with the writer stating that they do not want to live if it meant hurting others.
We have another split path here. Not sure what the purpose is. Oh, that's annoying, actually. And then dash, 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 faster, faster.
Then I repaired another ladder. It hits 10 p.m, so you know what that means. Sleep, level up, grilla, Amanda's in my house, farm, wait, hold on. And then the Heaven's Egg.
Thank you, bye. This is not the shop. I just entered a random person's house. All right.
Too bad, huh?
Yeah, I think this is another. Oh, what the hell was that? Was that like the death? They just hit one attack on the frame that they died. I am level 19, so I am above the curve. Usually RPG bosses get kind of crazy though, so I don't feel too safe still, because I'm still way too close to that curve.
Before we get to that boss though, yet another set of red branches block our path. This part of the dungeon also gave me a little scare, because there were a bunch of these tough enemies patrolling the area, while I had to go clear out some of the smaller ones. But after some more careful navigation,
Slowly. Climb ladder, please climb that ladder.
I find the chest with the red potion that allows us to continue deeper within.
Something is left behind on the, okay. We're 0 for 2 today for these types of things. Zombie mushroom. You received a, was this inside the wall plant? What the, oh.
Clearing some more enemies leads me to the final journal entry of the dungeon. The writer describes life as dull, describing how miserable it is that failure results in being discarded. Then they compare this to humans, highlighting their fragile hearts as weaknesses, for they cannot disobey them. To this journal entries, humans are kinda like puppets, trapped to their hearts, like a string to a doll. And then what looks like another journal entry ends up being a cease and desist notification, demanding suspension and destruction of all of the records. Arya then thinks out loud to herself for the first time since I started reading these texts, like she figured something out.
What? That's what, who?
Whatever it was, we were about to find out soon enough when the group had finally caught up to Tiela.
There she is. I don't like how she's just standing there. This is 100% a trap. No, Don't come any closer. What? Why would you say that? Does he know? There's no way I'm just leaving you here. I'm fine, really. So just leave. Tiela? Oh hell no. Is there more to this dungeon? Something's not right. Tiela wouldn't turn us away like that. Something is definitely wrong. It all makes sense now. It's still a theory, but we're getting closer to confirming it. Assel, you may not like what happens next, but please don't turn away. She's gonna need you now more than ever. Are we just gonna leave off on a cliffhanger like that? Okay, let's keep going. Seat of the Dragon. Okay, now this feels like a boss. Okay, now it's Xenoblade 2 out here. Yeah, damn, they got Xenoblade 1 Shulk and Xenoblade 2 Titans?
Tiela is disappointed that we ended up following her anyways, despite her warnings. But the group seems to be more interested in the giant Xenoblade Titan right behind her. Assel, begging for her to come home with him, is once again rejected by Tiela. Now, she reveals to everyone that she had finally remembered everything, including who she really is.
I am a bionic unit. Created in this. Okay. All right. With the implications of Arya's very vague dialogue, this checks out.
She elaborates a bit more, fitting more of the descriptions that we had seen in all of those journal entries from before. Arya, finally comfortable with confirming her theory, describes news from her time about a lab with bionic units that was shut down. But despite recognizing what this is, she can't exactly figure out why it's even back here in this time period.
They ran away so they could complete it. The government won't catch me if I travel through time.
So all this time, the monsters were trying to get the component back to the device, so to speak. Because of her complicated situation, she could not return back to Nemea. This, of course, doesn't sit right with Assel at all, as he tries to convince her that she should be able to choose what she wants to do. Tiela then thanks Assel before illustrating the grim reality that is her final purpose as the weapon she was forced to become. As the dragon is not in the time period it was meant to be in, it would recognize nothing, thus destroying anything in its path.
Well, okay, hold on. So I understand why she can't stop this, because then they'll just keep attacking the village, still looking for her, right? But then she ends up making it worse by making it on a grander scale. This is a very rough damned if you do, damned if you don't moment.
Before this though, she describes how grateful she was for having been able to live in Nemea, and through this experience, she was able to find peace in that despite being a weapon, she too, just like a human, had a heart after all. Before returning to the dragon, her final wish is for Assel to defeat this dragon before it can destroy Nemea, which would mean taking her down with it. She is counting on us to prevent her from harming an enemy she didn't want to fight. Tiela! Oh, she's not coming back after this. If we let it fully recover, then it's all over.
We have to stop it forward then. It's what Tiela wants. Both, actually.
Assel finally makes up his mind, ready to step in and stop Tiela. And so, the third boss of Harvestella begins.
Okay, how does this fight work? Oh, wait, is this... Oh! Assel, okay. Oh, is this how you damage the dragon by killing these things? Oh, and you have to like fly across. Oh, interesting. This is cool. Oh, what does that do? Oh, it just stay in the corners. Arya, what did I just say? Oh wait, were there more over there? Okay. Oh, no, go back. Woo! That was close. Oh, no, you can't just attack the dragon like this. All right. Where's it going? Oh, it moves. Okay, it's one of those moving boss types. Okay, I can get behind this. All right, get a little closer. Oh, we're running now. Yoop! And then we can watch as the island gets destroyed. There we get back. Oh, and there's more distractions. Okay, let's get him. Oh, and they're moving over to that island. Okay, we don't need to fight these guys though, so we're good. Oh, and they're moving. Okay, you are quite the jumper. I'm glad your attacks are reaching. I know mine are. I don't know how you guys are doing it though. Okay, we're almost at the halfway point. Yeah, okay, guard. I wonder if I level up from doing these. Oh!
Oh, no! Oh my god! That was such a bad time to jump. Wow, they gave us no time to react to that. Which I think is fair, because it didn't really punish you that much. I think that's fine. All right, we're changing. Oop, nope, oh, interesting, okay. Out of range? Oh, let's get out of here. Oh my god, I was the one that reacted way too late to that. We're lagging a bit, but that's probably because the Switch has to process all of these, things. I think we're pretty much at the halfway point, like right now. What is that? Go, go, go! Oh my god! We're doing a lot of damage now. All right, let's keep piling it up. Let's keep piling it up. You are charging a mega attack. I'm getting out of here. What? Where do I run? Ah! We're close. We're so close.
I think we can break.
You can break, you think? Okay, all right, all right. Let's react. Oh, geez. Okay. Run! Oh, just in time. Break. That's it. That's it. Just a little more. Guys, just target, just target, just target, and the boss is over.
Thank you,
Oh, the thank you.
Azul.
Okay, now that it's done, I really like that boss design. It utilizes the gimmick really well. It's not overly punishing. It's interesting in gameplay and it's quite fun. That was cool. It doesn't seem like it's over though. I thought it was. It's way too big. My attack can't that is not what you guys were showing me earlier. We're in trouble. It's gonna escape if we don't do something. Tiela. Huh? What are you doing? Flashbacks of Tiela run through his mind. Her favorite things, all of the things she wanted to protect, doing all she could to prevent the destruction of the town. And the easiest way to achieve that is for Asil to make his hardest decision. Oh my, okay. Oh, well, if you could have done that the whole time! Asil finally steps in to destroy the dragon once and for all, allowing him to save the town she loved so much. As the blossoms fall, Tiela gives Asil her last goodbye. That despite everything she had gone through as a weapon, while brief, being with Asil and the rest of the townspeople had given her the life she had always wanted. Upon returning to Nemea, Asil is seen staring at the sea slate from the observation deck, when Arya comes up the stairs to talk to him. It's not like you to be so melancholy. We've just known each other for a few days. Arya had found something during her inspection of the Heaven's Egg that she wanted to give to him. A scene, or a picture rather, of one of Tiela's memories. She leaves after giving it to Asil, where he proceeds to put his head in his hands. Estina thanks me for helping the townspeople with the monsters, who shouldn't be constantly storming the town so much anymore. After this whole experience, she felt like she has finally seen the ways that she can help others with her skills instead of using them for harm. Following this, she offers her support in our goal to investigate the sea slites. Well, granted she hasn't the time to do so. The children call Estina back in for study hall as Arya comes back so we can return back to Leith. Well, until Asil comes running after us, saying that he too wants to give us his support in our quest to investigate the sea slites. The picture he was handed made him realize how important this world was to Tiela, and wanted to do his part to protect it. And so, the investigation of the Spring Sea Slite, as well as the mystery of the Heaven's Egg, has finally come to a close. Arya, did you forget something when doing your checkup? Uh-oh, is that Heidelanzer? Geist! The mobile weaponry within the Heaven's Egg has been destroyed. Returning to base. Send the airship. What? No, I did not destroy it. It would seem somebody was here before me. I never expected an able to beat me here, but this has saved me some trouble. Such a weapon would have led to an end far from the true world I seek. An autonomous weapon controlled by an artificial life form modeled after a young girl. It becomes clear by the day that they cared for nothing but themselves. No use crying over it now. The creature's fate was decided the moment it hatched from that egg. And okay, that's it! Chapter 3A! Okay, I can finally work on the video! And so that is the end of the Harvestella Chapter 3A Supercut. And honestly, I'm starting to realize why they split this into 3 parts. I mean, this one was longer than the first and second one combined at this point. So firstly, I want to thank you all so much for watching this until the end. Hopefully you had a nice dinner or something, you know? I wanted to dedicate this ending segment to what I thought about the chapter, as well as how I think the game is progressing as a farming sim. But since I've already held you guys for an hour, I'm gonna try and keep this brief. One of the main issues I feel like a lot of people had with this game was that farming felt like an afterthought. And I think at least in this specific supercut, I have found that it's at least starting to get a bit more depth, thanks to the introduction to the fairy orders and access to the machines to put your crops into something other than your grilla bank. As for the characters, I was actually pretty impressed with how some of them were handled. I think how they act in this game and how it's delivered implicitly is really nicely done. Despite not having much talking dialogue outside of the cutscenes, the writing really shines in those little bits of detail when they do show up in the story. For example, Arya's refusal to share her thoughts multiple times throughout the chapter, which I felt worked well to develop this cautious side to her. You know, when she's not rushing headfirst into sea slights. And Asil's whole arc, his inner realization that Tiela is the one person he won't be able to save, coming to terms with it as he reminisces through flashbacks and as a way to showcase the pain he's going through as he convinces himself to make his move, so that he can save all the other lives that she would have wanted to protect. You know, and hopefully he wanted to protect too. And even Tiela with her own difficult decision of consciously knowing that she is the reason Nemia's getting attacked, while also understanding that if she returns to the dragon and allows her to be defeated, it is the only option available to protect what she loved. Albeit a very nuclear option if it fails. I think this was pretty cool to show how much Nemea meant to her. Nothing groundbreaking of course, but I still really like the execution in this chapter segment alone. That being said though, some things in this game I wasn't really big on, specifically the whole Shadow Assassin Estina plot. Considering we had not seen anything of Estina until after the player is conveniently informed of their just as convenient solution to beat the troublesome obstacle inside the Heaven's Egg. Then she goes on a tirade on how she doesn't even want to kill a monster, but then without doubt kills 3 monsters in front of 3 people she was being cryptic about. I'm not sure if it plays into the whole game's theme as a whole yet, but as of this chapter segment in isolation, it felt more like a filler plot. That being said, I think the individual ideas for her character arc are actually really good. I just think it was missing that extra mile to really sell me on the plot. And of course, mandatory, this soundtrack goes crazy. And with that, I hope this video was worth the wait to the very few people that are still watching Harvestella content on YouTube. I know it is very late for me to be making content on this game still, especially with how early I am. But if people do enjoy this content from me on Harvestella, then let me know by liking the video. Since it took me so long to make this video, I won't make another like goal for the next episode. I'll just start streaming that on the Twitch channel whenever I have the time, because I also have some other projects I want to work on, and working on this took me way longer than I'd hoped it would have taken. But I hope the work was worth it and you guys found some enjoyment out of it. So yeah, thanks for watching. We're also so close to 10,000 subscribers, so if you like this style of content and want to see more, I'm also doing this with the Pokemon Scarlet stuff if you're into Pokemon. I know there's not too much of an overlap, but hey, it's there. And I can't wait to do this all again the next time. Hopefully not as an hour-long video though.